Hello, everyone. The purpose of our discussion today is to talk about the cost inflation in library services and what we can do to tackle this issue. So as all you know, the library system's role expanded in the way the libraries deliver the services and the content to our users. We started to see giant providers in the market due to the continued acquisition process between publishers and companies working in libraries domain. The challenge today is how can we work together to combat the market monopoly in library systems. We can all name companies that slowly provide indispensable solutions or services that somehow limit our options and control our negotiation abilities. We assisted in the growth of some of them by trusting and allowing access to our local collection metadata. It has been a trend for the past few years where large companies in the publishing industry acquire smaller ones. And if we, as library professionals, don't act to tackle this issue, we will end up in a monopolistic market. Normally, we discuss solutions to the inflation of information resources. We don't, however, talk about the continued increasing cost of information services. As a result, the purpose of this discussion is to shed a light on an existing issue that is frequently overlooked, as well as to brainstorm with other information professionals to collaborate on tackling this growing problem. So today, this discussion panel contains three of us. This is Mohammed Al-Hamad. I'm the resource strategist and head of library IT at Missouri State University.
I'm Rachel Basara. I'm Associate Dean of Libraries at Missouri State University.
Hi, I'm Paula Solinger. I'm an Assistant University Librarian at Texas A&M University.
Thank you. So I'm going to share the screen now, our presentation. And we're gonna divide up our discussion into three major, we call them monopoly issues that gonna guide our discussion. So we'll start with Paula.
Thank you. So I'm gonna remind everyone about the issues that libraries have had with commercial publishers, and we don't want to spend much time discussing this issue, but we do want to use it as an example of where libraries have taken action and have seen some results. So next slide, thank you. So here we're talking mainly about the big deal, which we know for, I think, nearly 20 years was all or nothing. If a library was in one and wanted to get out, the only option was to drop the package completely and then buy things back piecemeal. We are finally, after years and years of pushing, we're seeing changes in recent deals. We know that the California system has gotten some concessions. There's a Texas Academic Library Consortium that reduced cost and also reduced access without actually breaking apart the big deal. And there's some outside influences such as open access that are also making inroads. But now that we know that libraries can, if they work together or push hard and long enough, we can make a change in vendor behavior. So we're going to have a couple more issues that we hope that will guide some discussion today.
Yeah, the other issue that we're going to talk about or discuss is the increasing cost in library services. So we have been in libraries talking for a while now about ways to solve the continued increasing cost in or inflation in library resources. And as Paula mentioned, we have open access now solution is going to the right direction with some challenges. But there has been no discussion about what shall we do with the library services. And as I mentioned in the introduction, with we're watching, big companies or big publishers are acquiring these smaller publishers, and kind of our options as libraries got limited. So we don't have much room for negotiation now, while we started to rely so much on some of these providers. That this kind of providers that we helped contributed to build, and now controlling our abilities to discussing the prices, even because they are the only vendors for this kind of services. So here we talk about possible solutions. How can we keep pushing for transparency? Shall we start a new open source products? Are we as libraries and librarians have the will to do so? And do the libraries have the resources needed to start something new open source systems? Thank you. Now Rachel will talk about the third issue.
Yes, I'll talk about monopoly issue third a little bit. 3, it's library management systems, also sometimes known as library services platforms. A few years ago, there were several options for library management systems, but now for academic libraries, we're down to a very few choices. It really builds on the issues that we've talked about in Monopoly Issue 1 and Monopoly Issue 2. So, what are our solutions as a community? What are our possible solutions? There are open source products, and what else is there out there? And that's what we want to talk about a little bit in today's discussion.
Thank you. So this is intended to be a lively discussion, and we were asked to record this introductory session. So hopefully you will enjoy our discussion with all the audience. Thank you again for your attendance.